In the past few months, we've woken up every day to a new, innovative, and sometimes amazing feature that artificial intelligence can pull off. With apps like Hello History, for example, we can have a chat with historical figures, or better yet, a hypothetical, imagined conversation with a historical figure like the one I just had with Michael Jackson. I asked him what he thought of the state of the world today, and he, unsurprisingly, still believes we can heal it if we look at ourselves and make a change. Oh, and sidebar, don't go on Hello History hoping that you can have a moment of exchange with Pan-African forefathers like Kwame Nkrumah or Thomas Sankara. I have looked, and as far as my research goes, the only African contemporary figure that you can find on the application is Nelson Mandela. But that's besides the point of today, at least. If you're active on social media, you may have also come across surprising music from the world's most popular artists, like this Drake rendition of a Lebanese song by Raghib Alama titled Nasini El Donia. And if this does not seem believable enough for you, there is more where that came from. About 2 weeks ago, an AI hit song of fake Drake and The Weeknd racked up millions of plays across TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, and more before it was removed by streaming services. Take a listen. Don't get me wrong, I am just as much a fan of ChatGPT as the next person, and I have been using it too, to a certain extent. But like many, I have also been wondering about the effects of AI on information dissemination and how it can be used and is already being used to manipulate us. On this new episode of Beyond the Noise, we talk AI, deepfakes, and disinformation in general, and how it's already affecting us Africans. As usual, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to begin with. Now let's go. First things first, some definitions. Everyone is talking about AI today, but not everyone seems to know what it actually is. AI stands for artificial intelligence. Just like you and I have intelligence and can think, learn, and solve problems, AI is like a brain for a computer or a machine. AI uses special programs and algorithms to process information and learn from it. Just like we humans learn from our experiences, it can then use what it's learned to make decisions and take actions. Now, the goal of artificial intelligence is to create computers that are able to behave like humans and complete jobs that humans would normally do. In some aspects, artificial intelligence is superior to human intelligence. For example, it processes far more information at a higher pace than we do, and because it evaluates based on the entirety of the acquired facts, AI is exceptionally objective. On the other hand, human intelligence is more flexible and capable of adjusting its perspectives based on changing conditions in its environment. Bottom line, AI is meant to be a tool to expand our capabilities. But like any tool, it can be used for both positive and negative purposes. You've all heard of fake news, but did you know that it's becoming more and more rampant with new innovations in technology? We're witnessing this in real time with deepfakes. A deepfake is a photo or a video of a person in which their face or their body has been digitally altered, typically used maliciously or to spread false information. Deepfakes use artificial neural networks, data pattern recognition systems that are trained to identify and reconstruct patterns. The technology is mind-blowing and incredibly sophisticated. According to research by Forbes Africa, there are over 80 different deepfake software apps, many of which are free and allow anyone to create altered content. Now, on a continent where conversations about cybercrime are still very much focused on money scams, AI-powered disinformation campaigns are proving just as dangerous and gaining a lot of ground, with millions falling for them. Let's go back in time to the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. The Central African nation of Gabon finds itself in a tense political situation whereby President Ali Bongo has been out of the country for months, receiving medical treatment in Saudi Arabia and London. and not been seen in public for months. Now, on New Year's Eve, Gabon's government releases a video of the president addressing his wishes to the nation and reassuring everyone on his health status.
Permettez-moi cependant, et en quelques mots, d'évoquer un sujet qui, je le sais, a nourri des discussions et fait l'objet de nombreuses spéculations. Il est vrai que j'ai traversé une période difficile, comme cela arrive parfois dans la vie. Cette épreuve, je l'ai surmontée grâce à Dieu, aux personnes qui m'ont entouré, ma famille en particulier, mais aussi grâce à vos témoignages de soutien. Aujourd'hui, comme vous pouvez le constater, je vais mieux et me prépare à vous retrouver très vite.
As it turned out, the video was a deep fake, and as much as it convinced some Gabonese people that the president was fine and healthy, some of his critics were skeptical and felt as though he looked odd and inept. 1 week after the video's release, Gabon's military attempted an ultimately unsuccessful coup, the country's first coup since 1964. More recently, in the Sahel region, where 2 military juntas in Mali and Burkina Faso have been in power and cut diplomatic ties with the nation's former French ally, information has been used as a weapon for popular influence. In January this year, AI-generated videos were disseminated online urging support for the Burkinabe military junta and its leader, Ibrahim Traoré. This just days after the junta ordered French troops to leave the country.
Hello to the African people, and particularly to the Burkinabe people. My name is Alicia, and I'm a Pan-Africanist. I appeal to the solidarity of the African people and the people of Burkina Faso to effectively support the authorities of the transition. We must support the patriotic movement for safeguard and restoration and President Ibrahim Traoré, who imposes respect for his sovereignty. Let us all remain mobilized behind the Burkinabe people in this common struggle. Homeland or death, we shall overcome.
Since then, AI video generator Synthesia confirmed that the Pan-Africanist videos backing Burkina Faso's military rulers had been made using its software, but it would not reveal who had created the videos in the first place. The disinformation war has been waged by the two camps for years now. Twitter accounts backing France's presence in the Sahel have also proliferated. In December 2020, Facebook shut down 3 online influence networks on its platform, one originating in France and 2 in Russia, which, as we know, is very present in the Sahel. AI's capabilities have barely been tapped into, which means that it's going to become more and more difficult for investigative journalists and fact-checkers to debunk false information, as Nigerian journalist Kunle Adebajo told us.
Within a very short period of time, the curve of technological advancement is very steep. So it means things are going to get either way worse or way better. And the things that we find mind-blowing today are just going to be, a fraction of the things that we've yet to see. Because, with virtual reality, augmented reality, combined with AI, it's going to be a really terrific thing to behold. It's going to be easier to create fake social media accounts with, bot factories and all that, because you don't need somebody to continue to update that account. You can just have an AI program do the job for you. And then you create thousands, if not millions of accounts, and the AI just gives them each different personalities and continues to update them at hours that seem human-like. So it's even going to be difficult for web apps that detect, whether an account is a bot account or a human account to do their jobs.
Ultimately, in the era of post-truth or post-reality, we have to be prepared for anything. But as Kunle Adebajo points out, a lot is riding on the designers and the tech world as a whole to ensure that AI is used ethically and responsibly.
There's little we can do except to continue to pressure the tech companies to add more firewalls, to add more products such that people are not able to have access to, the most dangerous and misleading versions of these tools. So just make it more difficult for people to do it, and then put more, size and features and characteristics in the results, such that you can easily tell and differentiate between what's being fabricated and what is actually real.
Now, I personally believe that in Africa, much more needs to be done to increase the digital literacy as we embrace technological advances and internet penetration increases. We also have to make sure that we educate people to become critical thinkers and embrace healthy skepticism. A healthy skepticism will make you question manipulative campaigns and advertisements. It will help you look beyond powerful emotional messaging and develop an intuition that will ultimately aid you in challenging anyone's claim of truth and deciphering reality from fabrication. Now we're coming to the end of this episode, but I want to challenge you all to become a little bit more skeptical. And if you've already embarked on this journey, let me know in the comments below what tools you have used to protect yourself from disinformation. Sharing is caring after all. See you soon and stay safe.